you for tuning in to another Crosstalk. My name is Kevin Tocci, and as you know, the general purpose of this program, this program, which has been ongoing for, I want to say it's been more than 10 years, honestly, and we've done hundreds of shows. And the idea of this particular show is to showcase items in both communities that we proudly serve, Whitman and in Hanson. It could be events, it could be people, it could be new businesses, it could be political. It is a catch-all for topics that are involved with these two communities. We have a fantastic conversation today as we're going to talk a little bit about a fun item that's going to be taking place for the holidays in Whitman Town Park. Joining me to do just that is the one and only Michelle LaMattina. She is with the Whitman and Hanson Dollars for Scholars. Michelle, welcome to the program and thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Kevin.
You know, what's interesting is this actually completes the trifecta of LaMattinas that I've interviewed.
Well, I'm the least one that likes to be interviewed, so.
So you're here to talk to me a little bit about a fun holiday event that is going to be starting later this week and is going to be carrying on through the next few weekends. If you will, tell us a little bit about a tree lighting.
Okay, so we're going to have a tree lighting in Whitman. It's being held in Whitman for Whitman Hanson Dollars for Scholars. As a lot of you know, we work very hard, our committee, all year long to come up with fundraisers and for our graduates of the year. This year will be 2021 graduates. This year with COVID, we've been, unfortunately, there's a lot of fundraisers we cannot hold because of COVID. So trying to rethink and reimagine how we can still, get these graduating seniors the money they deserve for working so hard. We've come up with a tree decorating and lighting event. So we reached out to the public, asked people to sponsor trees. So Dollars for Scholars is going to provide the tree, the lights, the stand, and people that sponsored are going to come in on the weekend of Thanksgiving and decorate the tree. And then for the following 2 weekends, the public can come and view them.
Oh, that's fantastic. That sounds like a great idea.
Yes.
Where do the ideas come up? Where do they come from for Dollars for Scholars? And if you will, talk about a little bit about your involvement with Dollars for Scholars.
So we do have a large committee for Dollars for Scholars. Anybody's welcome to join. We meet once a month. And then we do break out into different committees. We have a fundraising committee. We have an awards committee. So we kind of toss around ideas. Usually, a lot of our fundraisers are the same year to year because they're very effective. This one, I kind of had it under my hat for a while and was trying to think how I could execute it. And, we've had Winterfest in Whitman was huge and such a great, overwhelming event. This is not nearly as big as Winterfest, but hopefully without COVID, this can kind of trickle into something a little bit bigger in the years to come. So I presented it to the board and everybody was on board with it. And so we decided to go with it and see how it's our first year. So, we may make a few mistakes or little hiccups, but I think it should go well. I've actually been involved with Dollars for Scholars for about 12 years or so. It's great to see that day you hand out those awards to those kids and they're so excited. We do work hard. The community is so involved with us, both in Whitman and Hanson. We have a lot of great businesses that help us out and families and students volunteering. And so if anybody wants to be involved, don't just get involved because your kid's a senior in high school or in high school. I've been involved since Claire was 2 or 3, and it's a good thing.
And it's a good thing that I'm speaking with another member of the Whitman Hanson Dollars for Scholars. Traditionally, it's the president, Michael Ganchert, and we'll talk about different things. But when I approached him about it, he immediately mentioned your name. He goes, "Oh no, it's Claire's, it's Claire's mom's idea. Michelle, you should talk to her, and she can give you all the details." So it's great to be able to have a conversation at certain times of the year about the great things that Whitman and Hanson Dollars for Scholars does as they try to help those students who are going on to higher education or higher learning. It's definitely a fantastic effort, and it thrills me every year to see the little money thermometers on the
Yep.
town hall lawns. And I know, and as the money incrementally grows, as another patch of red is added to show that the money is going up. It's definitely fantastic. Now, let's talk about the placement. Have you decided? Has the group decided where these trees are going to be displayed in the park?
Yes. So the trees are going to be displayed in the park where the ball field is, because it's a fenced-in area, pretty much along the perimeter. I will say the DPW Bruce Martin has been fantastic on board. I've met with him a few times. Everybody I reached out to, whether it be the DPW, the police chief, the fire chief, the selectmen, we spoke to the Board of Health. Everybody has been, so great at helping us, get this executed. So it will be in the park, again, in the fenced-in area. So the 2 weekends that we light the trees up will be the first 2 weekends in December. And the only thing we're just trying to stress to people is it will be from 5 to 8 at night. You can drive around the park and you'll still be able to see them. So if you want to stay in your car, you don't even need to get out and view them. And when they're lit, we do want everybody has to wear a mask coming in. It'll be one way in, one way out. We will have Dolls for Scholars volunteers there, student volunteers there. Keeping up with social distancing, making sure people aren't congregating in groups. We really need the help from the public for this to make it work. We definitely want to be able to do this for the 6 nights we're planning to do it for. So we're just hoping, we don't know how many people are going to come out. I'm sure we'll have a good amount because people will want to see them. But we just want everybody, really to just spread the word. Let's, do this right so we can keep it open and all that. So they'll be lit up for the 2 weekends, and then it will be done at that point. We figured 2 weekends was good, and that's it. And then the other thing I want to say about it is we do have a little bit of healthy competition with this also. So we are going to DFS volunteers, and we're trying to get in touch with a few of our DFS volunteers that have moved on, or, their kids have way beyond graduates and, used to help out a lot. We're going to judge the trees, and there will be the tree that is the most festive will be able to award a scholarship in their name in May.
Ooh,
Yes.
that's
So that's
fantastic.
kind of a little incentive. And, I've gotten a lot of emails from a lot of our sponsors of, oh, can we do this? Can we do that? We have this theme, we have that theme. So I've been kind of keeping those under wraps and not letting people, so everybody's a big element to surprise, but people are very excited about it. And I will tell you, we sold 50 trees. That was kind of my goal. Like at first I'm like, oh, I think we would sell 20, 25. And then I'm like, oh no, you know me, I like a challenge. Let's do 50. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Well, let me tell you, if I had another 25 trees to sell, I could have sold another 25 more. People this week alone, we did have a deadline and a cutoff, and it caught on. We had it out there early, but it caught on, I think, a little bit later. So next year, bigger and better.
Okay. It's very interesting. It's very reminiscent of when I was talking to Claire. And, the initial idea was to do so many signs. And the Whitman Strong theme caught on and has done tremendous. I mean, you know the number better than I do, but last I remember it was over $15,000. I'm sure. What has it grown to?
It's a little bit over 17,000. Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah.
So
We're a
uh,
little competitive family.
nothing wrong with that at all. Now, is there so selling the trees was a mechanism of fundraising? Is there any further mechanisms of fundraising that are involved with this?
Yes, we had overwhelming response from, as we're calling them, like our premium sponsors, Northeastern Savings Bank in town, um, Richie Rosen and Rosen Realty, Steve Egan and his family, and then Local 103. Um, Overwhelming, like stepped right up to help us, whether it was with supplies, a big donation to pay for the supplies. So we're really in a very good spot for this fundraiser that we should be able to raise a real good amount of money. $100 wasn't, we thought it was a good price point for the tree, but we definitely had to factor in the lights, the tree, the stand. So we've had, Smithers Landscape, Smithers Container, I think they call themselves, Container Service. They stepped up to go pick up the trees for us and deliver them to us, which is awesome because I think Randy would be mad if I made him go pick up 50 trees in his truck 5 times, right? Matt Carew has gone and picked up and dropped off wood and tree stands. We had students at South Shore Votech that made all the tree stands for us. I mean, it really is such an involvement from so many different people, even the people sponsoring the trees. We have real estate offices, families, attorneys, groups of people, some teachers at the school, some clubs, sporting groups, Girl Scouts, a lot of people, families in the community, neighborhoods. So it's such a nice mix that it's not, we're trying to reach out obviously to more and more people. So again, we live in such a great community, Whitman and Hanson. And we did this in Whitman, even though it's Whitman and Hanson. I'm happy to say there's a lot of Hanson businesses and people participating. And, we want to just make sure everybody knows they're included in it. But those key sponsors and key people have helped out. No way would this have happened without them. I mean, we probably, thinking it out, you're trying to think of how you can fundraise it. And you think in your head what's going to work. And once these larger sponsors stepped up, it was just overwhelming that, we'll be in a good spot.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned Richie Rosen because the one thing that saddens me, we're talking about something that's really fun is I'm a big fan of his 2 restaurants. And knowing that late last year, one of the fun things that he started was he had this 15-foot tree in the patio. And because of space limitations and trying to maximize, the amount of space for folks to come in and eat, he had to take down. He was going to go from being a Christmas tree to a holiday tree. I'm surprised he hasn't offered to somehow set up that 15-foot tree amongst yours. But it's great to see someone like a Richie Rosen or Steve Egan step up. These are folks who are the pure fabric of the community. It's very, very important. Have we overlooked anything in regards to talking about this fantastic fun event? The Not only the decorating of the trees, which is going to take place later this week, but then the 2 weekends that the little trees are going to be lit.
I don't think so. I think, again, we just want to stress that everybody comes and enjoys the trees and is respectful of the trees and, respects that we'll be open from 5 to 8 and we're going to try to get everybody through to see them and take some pictures and all that. And really, at the end of the day, yes, this is about the trees and how pretty they look and everything, but also it's about supporting these graduates in 2021 and they need your support. We all know what COVID has done to everybody. I mean, these kids, we could go on and not going to school together as a senior class and all that. And let's not make this that the year that we weren't able to raise the money for them, right? Like, we want to be able to give them the same amount of money we've given out in the last, years past. One thing too, just to mention, not required, but typically on election day or different times at Stop and Shop and Shaw's and that, we do canning, right? And we raise a lot of money through canning. You're walking out, you throw your change in the can, you throw $1 in the can, whatever. So we will have a table set up with our DFS containers. So anybody coming through, not required, but if you have $1 in your pocket, drop it in. If you have 50 cents, drop it in. That will all go towards the scholarships too. I mean, every bit of money we raise, if we don't have, like with these sponsors stepping forward, every bit of money is going to go to these kids. So, if we can collect money even that way, because we've lost out on canning, that's great, but that's not our focus of the event. But if people are there and, remember when you're leaving your house to throw $1 in your pocket to drop in, it's going to be appreciated.
Yeah, the holiday season is about giving, and this would be in its purest form if there's a way for folks to help the graduates of the class of 2021. We know what the class of 2020 had to endure, knowing that the last half of their senior year was changed forever. All the different things that they would do, and knowing that the graduations were different. Class of 2021, it's from the onset of their senior year, it's been chaos. So every little bit that we can do to help them move on to higher learning, higher education, I think we should all do collectively. Any last thoughts before we say goodbye?
Just thank you, Whitman and Hanson, and all our sponsors, all our committee members. So many moving parts to this. There's so many people to name and put out there. We do have a Facebook page, Whitman Hanson. If you just put in Whitman Hanson, you'll see the little graduate cap come up. We put a lot of info on there. We try to recognize everybody. We hope you come out to our event. It's going to be great. And if you want to get involved with Dollars for Schools at all, you can go to our page, send us a message. We'll get back in touch with you. And that's it. Thank you, Kevin, also for everything you do, getting everything out to the public.
We do our best, and we thank you for stepping up and talking about this fantastic event. Not only the decorating that's going to be taking place later on this week, but also the 2 weekends, Friday through Sunday events, December 4th through the 6th, as well as December 11th through 13th, again, Friday through Sunday. And this takes place between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. Everybody is asked to maintain social distancing and to wear a mask. And if you're an alumni of the Whitman Hanson Dollars for Scholars, I believe there's a call been put out for judges. If you are somebody who your child or you have been a recipient of one of their awards during your graduation, your child's graduation, where they were able to get a little extra money to go towards college, please contact the Dollars for Scholars group and let them know that you would love to be a part of the judging of these fantastic trees, because it is a very, very friendly and competitive competition that's going on. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you, Michelle.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you so much.
You got it. And I thank you, the folks who tune into these programs here on Whitman Hanson Community Access. Until next time, have yourself a great day.